What common criticisms of women or femininity make you cringe? This post has been locked for moderation cleanup due to vast amounts of rule-breaking content. If your comment is breaking the rules, it will be modded. If you see comments that break the rules, please report them for moderator review. Edit. Based on the amount of rule-breaking content involved, this post will remain locked. If you see any rule-breaking content we missed in the cleanup, please let us know. The fact that any woman who is interested in, insert sport here, can only be, A, an expert with every player, stat, etc., memorized, or, B, a ditz pretending that she's interested so that she can impress the boys. I'm only mildly interested in hockey, let me live my life. Lately the whole women can never decide where they want to eat stereotype has really been grinding my gears. My BF would say lol that's totally you and I would always give at least 3 suggestions as to where to eat and he would go Ike it's up to you. I'm asking for your input not indecisive, if I was eating by myself I would have already chosen by now. That a thing majority women are interested in is inherently empty and meaningless and silly, but something like sports or video games or cars is just a normal interest and even if you get really emotional or obsessed or worked up over it, that's totally normal and regular. But God forbid women or anyone really get invested in or obsessed with or worked up about any kinds of activities mostly women find interesting. Women in general, teenage girls especially. On that note, teenage girls being used by everyone as a shorthand for a stupid and empty and shallow person. Teenage girls are half of all teenagers, half of all children become them and they in turn become half of all adults. Thank you very much. Suggesting that because of my skincare routine I'm high maintenance. I am, for myself, but not for others. I'm super chill in my relationships, I just spend a lot of time taking care of my skin cause I'm 32. The opposite is the oh she let herself go BS, or she wears too much makeup. So it's pretty lose/lose once you can no longer rely on your youth to be presentable. That if a woman lifts weights it'll make her too bulky. Lost 80 pounds weightlifting and it's giving me a lot more curves than bulky muscles. I'm sure we have all heard this before. If I dress down I'm tired, lazy, not put together, etc. If I put on makeup and dress up, I have a special occasion. No, I do this randomly depending how I feel. I feel like everywhere you turn it's some comment about something. That women can't get along in the workplace, or in MMOs, or anywhere I guess, and are constant drama. All of the women where I work get along just fine. Men, and the women who repeat this nonsense, just think their disagreements and gossip are important and see every conflict between women as frivolous. OMG, that explains so much. I could not figure out why men call women catty or say they like drama, but 90% of workplace drama I've seen is between men. Because to them it's not drama, it's important. The concept of trying too hard. Listen, if I want to get dressed up it's because I freaking feel like it. It's not always for you, about you, and it doesn't make a person stuck up. Life can be monotonous and stressful. Sometimes getting ready for it is the most you can control. I was once asked why I dress so nice, formal sometimes and honestly, my answer is because it's fun and it's how I like to dress sometimes. I'm not trying to seem self-important or get attention. I'm not walking through downtown alleys at night in a ball gown. But a crisp or creative external expression makes things interesting and helps me feel put together in more than one sense. Plus you really shouldn't assume a person's income by their dress. The idea that a period is just an excuse to get out of doing work. Like listen buddy I can't stand up straight without immediately doubling over. I think that's a good enough excuse. Honestly other women are the worst with this. It's like, good for you that you bleed half a drop and get no cramps. Not everyone has the same biology and no, just because you tried a certain birth control, diet or whatever does not mean it will be the same magic cure for everybody. I actually had a coworker stop me as I was headed to the ladies' room once and I grabbed a pad from my desk drawer. She said oh god don't tell me you're still wearing those diapers. Use a tampon. Like seriously? Can I choose my own products please? Lol. Oh my god I was just ranting to my roommate about the tampon thing. Pads aren't gross, just change them frequently. Like having the blood stuck up in you with a tampon could be made to sound just as icky, rolling eyes face, plus tampons can worsen cramps. No thank you. There's so much criticism around how women spend their money. Anything that involves clothing, makeup or physical appearance is deemed as shallow and frivolous, ignoring the ways women get criticized for not doing those things. It intersects with enjoying things that are also popular with other women. It's not acceptable to spend X amount a day on lattes, or to get your nails done regularly. but it's okay to drop a few $100s for a sporting event that's widely televised and easily accessible? One of those things is seen as frivolous and a poor financial decision, and the other is just accepted. She's moody today, I bet it's that time of the month. PMS doesn't make me moody, it just drastically lowers my tolerance for bullshit. Oh, she's wearing makeup, she must be so insecure. Not wearing makeup, are you sick? I actually got instructed by a colleague at work to take over a delicate situation with someone in distress because I was the only female on duty and I could use my maternal instinct. Fucker, I do not have a maternal bone in my body. I was the youngest officer on duty, surrounded by guys in their 40s who all had kids, told them to dig deep and tap into whatever paternal instincts they could find. Don't get me wrong, I step up to the plate regularly in work situations, I just resent having these situations passed my way regularly for that reason. I'm nauseated, you must be pregnant. Grown, yep, that's it, that's the reason. Excessive criticism of pop culture marketed toward women versus that which is marketed toward men. The stereotype of the mean girl. I hate being judged for liking things such as video games or comics casually. So often men, and sometimes other women, see me wearing a shirt with a character on it or hear me mention something in normal conversation, and I am instantly met with a game of 20 questions about the topic to prove I'm not just pretending to like the franchise to seem more appealing to the male gaze as a fake gamer girl or whatever. I truly do not understand why others think women need their approval just to have an interest in things they find enjoyable. Do they really think I went out and spent hundreds of dollars on a gaming console just because I thought it would make me more attractive to others? Would I seriously waste that much of my money and time on things I don't actually care about purely for men's attention? I can't help but wonder if they even realize what they're accusing me of, or if it's just been so normalized that they never took the time to think about what they're actually saying. I play Warhammer 40k, not once but twice I've had people assume my army wasn't mine mid-fucking game. The army I spend hours assembling, painting and currently in front of me on the table couldn't possibly be mine but must belong to whomever I happen to be playing against. Nerd culture has a weird relationship with women. There's always someone who plays the 20 questions game to assess your credibility, and if you don't get that, you're ignored altogether. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. We have new videos every day. Here's a meme for you to enjoy. I'm really good with kids and children tend to love me, but I get so nervous when I consciously know people are watching me when I'm either playing or taking care of them. I will get the usual "you'd make such a great mom and when are you planning on having your own?" And I just grimace internally because I've never really wanted to have kids and I hate feeling like everyone expects me to. Why can't I just be cool with kids and not have that weight hanging over my head? Like, if I ever actually say that I just get the whole "you'll change your mind," or "that's a waste," and that just pisses me off to all hell. If I want kids in the future, fine. If I don't, fine. When people say a childless, by circumstance or choice, woman is a waste of womanhood, we're all worthy women whether we procreate or not. That women are not allowed to age, that a woman's value decreases as they age, any attempt to look younger is seen as vain and pathetic. It's considered a shallow, desperate last gasp. I've heard both men and young women ridicule older women, openly mocking them for trying to hold on to their youth. Some men consider any women over 30 to be pointless. Older women are treated like used up non-humans. I really hate how there are so many products made to make us smell fresh down there. Like, WTF? For one, they are usually not even good for you, and two, why the fuck do we always insinuate cuckoos are smelly? Do they think ball sacks smell like roses? So many women are scared of their vaginas smelling like vaginas, it makes me sad. Like, if your vagina/discharge smells seriously bad TM, you should see a doctor, but other than that, regularly cleaning with warm water should be plenty. If someone dresses really feminine and spends a lot of time on their looks, somehow they are vapid and an airhead. I hear blondes get it the worst, but I know it happens to the redheads and brunettes and others as well. As if one has anything to do with the other. The whole "if you like how you look somehow that's bad because you're full of yourself, but if you don't like how you look you have low self-esteem and that's just as bad." Can't win, and if she doesn't, she's an ugly lesbian/man-hater/nice girl. Well, that just means they want to be men. Because everything we do with our appearance always circles back to men. It's all about them forever and always. Dress girly? For male attention, dress butch? Want to be a man? Like FFS, I dress femme because I'm fucking precious looking and I like it. It has nothing to do with men. I hate how women are criticized for enjoying things that happen to be popular with other women. Pumpkin spice lattes, For instance, people act like any woman who drinks them must be some vapid drain on society, when it's literally just a sugary beverage, and the only reason they get criticism is because they're considered a girl drink. Let women enjoy things. The stereotype that women are nurturing. I'm pursuing the title of physician and I just want 1 week to go by without someone asking me if I would be happier as a nurse. Believe it or not, each woman is actually a human being, with separate personalities, interests, and goals. Just like regular people. Wow. For me it is definitely that women should be soft or gentle always. I'm allowed to have every feeling my human condition presses upon me. Be that anger or rage, it's no more insidious than a man's. It's not feminist rage or any other derogatory label. My delivery may be lacking but I deserve empathy and compassion the same as any man who is wounded. Rolling over and just taking it creates a bitter woman. I think that women can't have any sort of standards when it comes to men. Women grow up believing they have to look perfect at all moments of the day and that our appearance is the center of our self-worth. So we try to make ourselves look as today as possible, and we listen to men ramble on and on about their criticisms on women's appearance. But if a woman dare rejects a man on the basis of appearance, men go into crazy, bitter meltdowns and start writing essays on why women are evil for having sex with men they find attractive. Men really think that they're entitled to women when they go around looking homeless, especially when most of these men only want women who look like models. Women being less logical or having inherent thinking styles, that sort of bullshit. I had a guy friend who insisted that no woman was interested in the Beatles on her own. Any woman who was a fan must have had a guy get her into that. I made him repeat that line to everybody like it was a party trick. It was so beyond the pale that nobody argued with him, just laughed. While what about millions of women who screamed and cried at Beatles concerts? I mean, how can you ignore that? Had one the other day that made my blood boil. Talking to a friend about a night out where 2 women kissed him. He has a long-term girlfriend who he lives with. He said he almost took it too far with one of them, but who cares? It's just what guys do and he's entitled to have a bit of fun. When I told him what I thought of that, and tried/failed to make him see it from the point of view of his girlfriend, he replied with, "Nah, she's really cool about this stuff. But damn, I bet you're a high-maintenance girlfriend. So I'm high-maintenance for wanting my partner to stay faithful to me? For wanting the one thing you could reasonably expect from a monogamous relationship?" Had a guy said he wouldn't want his girlfriend out licking all and sundry's tonsils, it would have been met with, "Yeah, that's totally fair, dude. For fuck's sake." Apparently expecting loyalty in a relationship is such a boring girl thing. You should smile more. Why aren't you smiling? You would be so much more attractive if you smiled. This happened again a few days ago after I had just completed a clear and brilliant laser facial, so my skin was super tight while healing. I kept a neutral face position as best I could, which was the most comfortable, but dude came up and not only told me to smile more but also said I should not try to hide my smile either because it makes women the most today I figure he added that last bit because he was clearly watching me switch between my book and phone. I was texting my BF between pages, so I cannot help but smile when I text him, but had to try and ignore the reaction at that time. I had to really fight the urge to not tear this guy a new one since I was at work. Even when dressed professionally in scrubs and a lab coat while working in a very prestigious hospital, I find some people have a low threshold for common sense, respect and personal space. As I watched him approach me, I assumed he was a patient looking for directions or to ask some ridiculous question that was out of my scope of practice, so as I lifted my head up I managed as much of a smile as I comfortably could while waiting for him to speak. I even tried to smile with my eyes, but clearly that was not enough. This may not work in your situation, but my favorite, because it wasn't true thank God, was a woman in scrubs who was told to smile in quite a vulgar way. She turned to him and said, "I just took a baby to the morgue." Horrible, but I wonder if he ever said that again.